Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here, I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. And here we are for another check-in. Dwayne Wood, MD, Pop-Up Live. That's right. As we continue our path for this week, as you know, we are out of our schedule, off a little bit in terms of where we are. And you see, I'm not in my studio. I'm actually, and I'm not in the office, which is where I usually do the check-ins from. I'm actually out and about. We're at a convention center here. As you know, we are in the travel mode, and just for next little bit, but enjoying ourselves. We got here yesterday, last night. You saw when I did the check-in at the gas station, and right now I'm standing in front of the convention center. There's a street right behind me, and I've been trying to find a space where we can do this. But here we are right now, and I'm so excited that you're here. So wherever you're joining me from, whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook, or of course here on YouTube, or if you're on Twitch, welcome, welcome, welcome to the space. If you're joining us from Korea, we know we've got some folks from Korea, from the Netherlands. Of course, here in the United States, we've got from Georgia to Ohio to Pennsylvania to Nebraska. Of course, here in Alabama, Tennessee, and so forth. Welcome to our check-in today. We are in the process of doing what? We're in the process of improving our metabolism and in the process of reversing our diabetes, improving our blood sugars, lowering our A1C, getting off medication, and actually dealing with all of those disease processes that are part of our metabolism. Remember, when we talk about diabetes, diabetes is the prototypic metabolic disease, but it is not the only metabolic disease. In fact, diabetes is the ultimate in metabolic dysfunction. So things like heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, liver, obesity, uh, pre-diabetes, then ultimately diabetes, all of those are diseases along the spectrum. And our goal, our plan, what we want to do is we want to put ourselves in a position where we are improving all of those markers, and not just markers, but we're also in the process of making sure that we're doing what we need to be healthy. And so here we are, another check-in at our fasting space. We'll talk more about that here in just a minute. But I do see some of you out there, and welcome, 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 whatever space you're on. Always at the beginning here, I just want to make sure that you guys understand how we work and what we're doing. So if you are coming to the channel for the first time, if you've been returning to the channel and you are trying to refresh yourself, or you simply want to go to our YouTube channel, overhaul that, take all of the videos off of that main page. They're still on the channel. There are about 2,100 videos on the channel. They're all still there. But when you come, you want to start at the start of your playlist. That start of your playlist will walk you through the things that I teach, the concepts that we use, and the practice that we are using to improve our health. That is what you want to do. So if you're getting somebody here, you want to get a refresher, you're coming for the first time, you want to bring somebody here, you're part of the community, and want to kind of walk through that again, that's where you would go to start your video. And when you go there, start your playlist. When you go there, you'll find that there is a PDF, you can download that walks you through the videos. It's got categorized into 4 different areas in terms of videos, and then it has some answers, things that you can go through as you're thinking about the journey that you're on. So I've just talked to some people here today, talked to people on the phone when I do my consult. They say, hey, what do I do? I say, go to the channel and start watching the start your playlist, going through the first 2 videos, and then call me again. Okay? So if you're wanting somebody here, that's what I do. Say, hey, they ask you, what are you doing? What are you doing to get benefit? What are you doing to lose weight? What are you doing to improve your blood sugar? What are you doing to lower your A1C? Say, hey, go to Dwayne with MD, find the start of your playlist, and watch the first 2 videos. space, what they've been doing in the knowledge bite space that we walk through the Limited Living Health Action Plan. That's where you want to go and watch through this week's video. Those will change as we get into the next week. So if you want to see this week's, you want to go there. Now, as you're going through the videos, you'll have questions. There are things that will come up. There are things that you will find that you want to have more information about. And those videos are there as well. So you can then go and you can find those videos on the channel and you can walk through those. All right. Let's see some community members out there. And you guys can tell me, I picked this view because the sun is back there shining on me. But if you can see me well, hey, love it, love it, love it. All right, see. That the sound is pretty spotty, and the sound is probably pretty spotty where I am, and hopefully that is something that's improving as you are hearing me. Thank you for saying that, Cornelia. All right, so here we go. And so let's talk. Here we go. All right. So what are we doing? Why are we are here? Because we're working on improving our metabolism. Dysfunctional metabolism is not that big. It's the root of all the chronic diseases that we just talked about. And so if we're going to be moving in that's positive, we're moving in a direction that helps us to reverse those diseases. The first thing we want to attack is our metabolism. When we talk about attacking metabolism, there are several things we can do. The thing that we're doing is we're walking along the path of the Limited Living Health Action Plan. That is the seven-pillar pathway that we have been walking through as a group together. Starting with walking, all right? Starting with walking. One of the most powerful tools that is in that list, one of those pillars, is the tool of fasting. And so once a week, we fast. Once a week, we go through the process of coming away from food. Because one of the things that we do when we are in metabolism, well, not when we're in metabolism, one of the things that happens is that we use food in ways that was not intended to be used in terms of our metabolism, and that causes dysfunction. And so, in order to right the metabolism, one of the tools that we use is the tool of fasting. Now, there are lots of other tools, which is why the Health Action Plan is a list of pillars. Okay? So, one of the tools in that list, one of the pillars in that list is the tool of fasting. And so, like any tool that you have, if you want to know how to use it, how to get the best benefits from it, when should you use it, when should I apply it, then you want to know everything you can about that tool. And so we come aside and we talk about fasting. How do you fast correctly? When do you fast? What are the benefits of fasting? What happens in the body when we start fasting? And so you found us now in one of our episodes where we're talking about fasting and going through that process. Tomorrow we will do a complete review of fasting. So come on back and join us for that. As I mentioned before, because we are traveling, that would be a recast, one out. And the interaction with the community is amazing. So come on out and share that interaction, share your successes, share the places where you're having some challenges. Right? We want to see that as well. We want to hear that. We want to know what's going on and so we can help support you. All right? Let's talk about fasting. The amazing ability to in three distinct ways. Now, there are lots of other ways, but these are the three that we're going to talk about. When we talk about reversing diabetes, the three pillars of that, decreasing insulin, suppressing the appetite, and reducing sugar. Suppress appetite, reduce sugar. And if we can do that, then the likelihood of reversing our diabetes goes up. The chance of reversing diabetes goes up. The possibility of getting off medication goes way up. Decreasing insulin, suppressing appetite, reducing sugar. But just like we can do that because diabetes is the ultimate in the spectrum, and everything along the path that leads up to, and maybe sometimes going past diabetes, gets better when we apply the process. When we fast, we say that right. When we fast, all along metabolic spectrum, and when we fast, the possibility of getting off medication is higher. When we fast, the ability to lose weight, the simply by fasting. And so fasting does an amazing job of righting our hormones, decreasing insulin. It suppresses our hunger hormone, right? Helps with that, decreasing that. And because we're not hungry, because we don't have those cravings, then and because we're not taking any calories in, then our sugar goes down. See how that goes, right? It's a domino effect. Decreasing insulin, suppressing appetite, reducing sugar. And so when we're fasting, that's what's going on. And so here I am, right? So we started off fast 2 days ago. By the way, if you're fasting this week, go ahead and put yes in the comments. We started off fast on Tuesday. Yes, we checked it in 24 hours. Here we are, 48 hours into this week's fast. 48 hours, yeah. In fact, we were there just now, and I got a plate. And I was like, okay, take this from me. It was a salad, so take this from me and hold it over there. Okay, so we are continuing in the process of fasting. We're continuing in doing what we need to do to be healthy. We're continuing to write our metabolism and improve our blood sugar and do all the things that we need to be healthy. Now, we are in the series, Playing Your Own Game, Playing Your Own Game. And the idea behind the series is that often we are looking at, we are dealing with things that are not in alignment, that are not in alignment with how, so let me back up. Whenever you're doing something that you not want to, whenever you're doing something that you don't understand, whenever you're doing something that does not sit within what your goals are, that is difficult to maintain. I want to say that again. Anytime you're in the process of doing something that doesn't align with who you are, then that becomes difficult for you to continue. And so the Limitless Living Health Action Plan says that these are the parameters, these are the pillars, these are the things that we're going to do to improve our health. But how do we play that? How do we do that in our own game? How do we make that aligned with what we are and who we say we are? We've got to understand how to install that, not as a temporary version, not as a now version and a not now version, not as something that we're going to do for 30 days or 20 days or 90 days. We're going to do something that we're installing as a routine, regular part of who we are and how we roll. Right? That's the plan. One of the ideas with the Play Your Own Game series is that we now work on installing operating systems. So computer guy, yeah. And so often, back in the day, we did this quite a bit. It still happens, but we got involved with that part of it so much anymore. But you log on into the computer, or you build a computer, and you got to install an operating system in that computer that helps it to run. And so you go for a year or two, and they will upgrade the operating system. And you go out and you buy the new operating system, and you would install it into the computer. And now the computer is functioning with new instructions. The defaults are the way it does things a bit more efficient, right? Some of the new technology has been implemented. And so our goal is to install a new functional operating system in our lives, into our process, so that the default is how we do things now. The default is what helps us with our meals. The default is what helps us with our health. And that's the idea behind Playing Your Own Game. How do we install that as an integral part of who we are and how we function? Now, why is that important? That's important because that number that you see on the paper, the number that you see on the monitor, the number you see on the scale, the number you see when your doctor takes your blood pressure, that is not the ultimate. I'm gonna pause because I want you to hear that. That is not the ultimate. Now we are in the process of wanting good numbers, wanting a lower A1C, wanting our weight going down, wanting our fatty liver to improve, wanting our blood pressure to improve, all those things, and our cholesterol. So that's not what I'm saying. We are interested in those things. But here's the thing. What are you going to do that makes that people? What are you going to do that makes that happen on a regular basis and not a fluke? How often have you been to the doctor and you've seen the A1C, and you've seen the blood pressure improve, and you've seen the cholesterol go down, and the doctor says to you, well, what did you do? You're like, oh no. And well, it doesn't even matter what I do. Because this time, it was great. I don't know what I did. But the last time was bad. I didn't know what I did. That's not the space that we want. Whatever we're doing when it comes to our health, we have to know what we're doing to get good and how do we keep that. And that's what we want to do. That's what we want to explore in our lives. A way of continually doing and achieving the things that we need to do and achieve so that we can have a long, healthy life. And that's getting in my opinion. How do we do that? One of the pillars of that is this idea of the limitless living up action plan. How do we install that as a routine regular basis? And our accelerated program is the vehicle and our flagship vehicle that we're using to say, okay, now we've learned the tools, we've learned the concept, we have the community. How do we now make this a part of what we do? How do we make this the thing that happens? How do we make this our default? Not that done here today and gone tomorrow. Not that I don't know. And one of the questions I ask in the office, right? Well, several questions I ask. One of the questions I ask, I say, what do you think helped you with that? We have a good A1C. Our weight is down. Our blood pressure is improved. What's your secret? What did you do? And invariably, people say to me, I don't know. Well, I don't know. And I've had people say to me, you ask me that every time. And I have no idea. Or my doctor keeps asking me that. I don't know. And we no longer want to roll in that space. We no longer want to surf in that space. We want to surf in the space where we are functionally, intentionally doing things that we know are going to improve our metabolism, improve our health, and keep us around. Right? And all the other stuff, right? As good as they may be, as amazing that they may be, what we're looking for is we're looking for sustaining ability. The thing that gets it over and over and over and over. You know, one of the things I love about advertising, and I'm learning a lot more about advertising now. The thing I love about advertising and thing I love about when someone has a company is they never start the company with the intention that a person is going to buy their product or use their product once. Let me say it. And in fact, if you use it once and they come up with a new product, do it improved, a better product, what do they want you to do? They want you to use that product. So we are always in the process of saying, I want repeat customers. And how do you get repeat customers? You get repeat customers by providing the same benefit over and over and over and over and over and over again. And so we want you to be a repeat customer for yourself. Oh, that one I just came up with right there. Did you hear that? I want you to be your own repeat customer. So I want your brain to say to you, hey, we know how to do this. Hey, we have a process for this. Not, okay, what did I do that time? What did I do that one time? Oh, you remember that time 5 years ago when I lost weight? Mm-mm. Did you hear that? I want you to be a repeat customer. That sounds like a mini series in itself. Because the things that you do that are beneficial, the things that you're going to do that give you the consistent, repeatable, predictable results are the things we want to do. And that's why I say to you, I want this to be your game, not my game. I've got an idea of why I want you to do things. That's the other question I ask in my office. What can I do for you? What made you come to me? And they're like, well, you're the endocrinologist. I was like, and what can the endocrinologist do for you? What can I do for you? It's kind of like going to the grocery store, right? Going to the grocery store. When you walk into the grocery store, you don't go ask the manager what to buy, do you? You come with an idea. Okay, this is what I want. This is the result I want. Even when you get a consult, right? You go take your car to the shop, or you have something that you're doing at your house, You're adding on another piece. You're adding another room. You want to upgrade. You want to whatever it is. You're buying a new washing machine, for crying out loud. And you walk in and you say, you know what? Either my old washing machine doesn't work, or this is going on with the car, or this is what we want to do for the house. Now, how do we get there? And in your health journey, that's where you need to be. Mm, mm. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it. It's coming in my head. The connections. When you walk in to your health space, I want to be healthy and I want to live a long time. Did you hear me? I want to be around for as long as possible and I want to be as healthy as possible. How do I get there? What? So when I ask people in the office, what can I do for you? When they come, I got a new consult, new patient who's showing up. Often they don't have an idea. They're like, well, my doctor sent me. Well, why did your doctor send you? What was going on in your life that made your doctor say, hey, we need an endocrinologist? I said, well, such and such is going on with my blood sugars. I said, okay, now let's talk about that. Why are your blood sugars high? Or why are your blood sugars low? Because sometimes people come for low blood sugars. And so I don't know. Well, let's walk through and talk about what are the possible things that can cause a high blood sugar. Notice what we're doing, right? We're stepping through the process because what I want above everything is I want you to understand how your body works so well that in your life, you're making choices, not based on what I told you, but you're making choices based on what you understand in your body and what you understand how your body works with the things around you. Did you hear what I said? I love that people come to me. I'm an endocrinologist. That's what I do. I love that people show up and people come in the office. And I'll say, I'll tell you honestly, that not everybody gets that kind of process. When I say gets it, not everybody understands the process. Because for so long, we've taken people and we said to them, do this, do that, don't do this, do this other thing, don't do that thing over there. But we've never explained, why should we do that? Why should we not do this thing? What's the benefit of doing this other thing? And so our goal is not to dictate that you do this. We've got a process, we've got a plan, we've got a journey, and people who are on the journey with our plan, with our process, work through our process. Kind of like going to the coach or to somebody who does, they put to whatever their specialty is. And I'm not just talking about diabetes or endocrinology. Whatever your thing is, you do it a certain way, right? You have a particular way of painting. You have a particular way of. There's a guy that I saw on one of these social media platforms who washes cars, and people are lined up. His schedule is out months for people to wash cars because the way he washes cars has become his signature. If you don't want to wash your car like his, don't go to him. If you want your car washed a different way, then there's another place that may wash cars the way you want to wash cars. But if you want his signature wash, then you go to him. And so I've said to people, the management of your disease process has to be personal. It has to be the way it aligns with you, or else it is not sustainable. It doesn't matter whether you got an A1C this month. That's good. What happens 90 days from now? What happens a year from now? What happens 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Are you able to sustain what it is? If you're playing your game, then the answer is yes. Because if I know what I did to get there, I can repeat that every day. But if I'm simply doing something that I don't understand, then it becomes difficult. And so the goal of what we're doing right here is to help you to understand this tool of fasting. Fasting lowers your or decreases your insulin. It reduces your sugar, it suppresses your appetite and it reduces sugar. It decreases insulin, suppresses appetite, reduces sugar. And the Limitless Living Health Action Plan, as we walk through it, one of the components is this idea of fasting. And when we are able to fast, when we're able to understand it, it has amazing benefits. And I'll tell you personally, for me, it has lowered my A1C into the non-diabetic range. It has decreased my weight over 100 pounds. It has lowered my cholesterol. It's helped me feel better. It's helped me look better. It's helped me be more in tune with who I am. It's helped me change my mindset. It's helped me deal with the emotions in a different way other than the way I used to. It's improved my relationships. Now you're looking at me and you're like, well, that sounds like snake oil. You remember back in the days, snake oil, they'll sell the snake oil? And it sounds fantastical. And I simply say to people, try it. Try it. I see people now, as a matter of fact, we're at this convention, and I run into people that I've not seen for a while. I run into people now that knew me and saw me last when I was 100 pounds heavier, when I was 50 pounds heavier, when I was 30 pounds heavier. And they say to me, you look good. And I say, thank you. I usually say I'm working on my beach body, but I usually say thank you. And that's it. If someone asks me, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? I let them know. This is what's happening. This is what I do. So my journey, my story is not a story that is designed for everybody. My story is a story that a certain type of person fits. In fact, my story was not my story 5, 10, 12 years ago. I wasn't ready for that story at the time. As a friend of mine reminded me recently, when I said to him, why didn't I get this before? He said, you weren't ready for it. And so the story that you write at this moment is the story that's based on where you are. And the story that you write next year and the year after that and the year after that and the year after that is the story that's based on where you are at the time. My question to you is this. If you think about where you are now and where you say you want to be in next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, are you beginning to do the things that you need to do to keep you healthy as long as possible and keep you around as long as possible? If the answer to that is yes, then you've cashed in on gold. But if the answer is no, you can't keep staying in the same space. You can't keep doing the same thing and first of all expect a different result, and certainly not do the same thing and expect that you are going to be around for a long time. We've got to change what we're doing. And so that's my challenge. That's my encouragement to you, is that you got to do something different. You got to do something that is different than what you are doing right now. And that was my experience. That's what changed me. I had gone to medical school. I had done my residency. I'd done my fellowship. So knowledge itself was not enough. I did not have the tools and I did not have the understanding. But when I fell out of that raft, when I fell out of that raft and was under the raft, can't breathe, and holding on to the perimeter road for dear life. Apropos, right? So under the raft, can't breathe, holding on, not knowing if I let go where the rapids are going to take me. Didn't know. But you know what I knew? I knew I couldn't breathe under the raft. I knew there was no air there, and that's where I was. I was trapped. And so, as distressing as it was, as problematic as I thought it would be, as uncertain as I knew it was, I had to let go. I had to stop doing what I was doing because it was not serving me well. And in actuality, literally, when I let go, I got into a different space. I got into a better space. Here I am, obviously. But figuratively, that thing stuck with me. And we came back and we did a series called The Art of Letting Go. The Art of Letting Go. That says that we keep holding on to the things that are the very things, like that raft over me, the very things that's causing our problem. We think it's solving the problem. But it's not until we let go and we realize, wait a minute, the currents took me into a clearing. It's not until we realize, oh, look at that now. It took me to a place where there are other people around me that pulled me out of the river. It's not until I let go that I realize the life-giving power of breathing again. So you've been on that cycle. You've been on that in that rat race. You've been on the Ferris wheel. You've been on that wheel, the hamster wheel, and it's not working. So my question to you is: do you want to be around for a long time? And do you want to be healthy while you do that? Are you interested in wrestling with your grand? Are you interested in seeing your son or daughter graduate from college? Are you interested in walking your daughter down the aisle and giving her away? Are you interested in passing the baton to your children for that business you built? Are you interested in traveling now with your significant other and enjoying the results of all the time that you've put in? If that's what you want, you can't stay where you are. You've got to do something different. And that's what the Health Action Plan offers. That's what we offer here on the channel. We educate, empower, we encourage with the intention that we encourage you to take charge of your health, take charge of your life, avoid complications, go to a new level, and create the life you've always wanted. And we're living limitless lives because nothing from outside, no circumstance, no person is going to prevent me from doing what I need to do. Nothing from inside, no feelings, no trauma, no history is going to prevent me from what I need to do. I'm showing up with my best self, my best health, and my best plans. And I'm breaking through all the boundaries, all the borders, all the things that constrain. And I am living a limitless life. So if you're fasting with us, go ahead and put yes, regardless of what fasting you did, whether it's an intermittent fasting, 16 to 8, 12, 12, 20, 24, alternate day fasting, extended fasting, whatever fast you've done, go ahead and drop yes in the comments. We've got an emergency vehicle coming by again. Pause. Hey, I'm always glad when I get to be with you. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. Now go live a limitless life, and we'll see you. So tonight we'll have a recast of our show. Tomorrow will be a recast as well. Of course, we'll have this week in review on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. We'll have video from the vault on Saturday night for 9 p.m. And we're celebrating 5 years, 5 years of this channel's anniversary coming up on Saturday. So pay attention, keep an eye out for some of the things that you'll see. All right. Thank you. Have a great one. Enjoy, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm not going to go yet. I see some folks saying hi. Cornelia, thank you for talking about the sound. I see Bowie out there. So somebody said, "Whoa, this area looks fancy." Bowie said that. It is a nice area. Cornelia says, "Hey, Bowie." Let's see. Put that up. So Cornelia. Let me take that down because I want to read it, Cornelia. It says, "Hey, Bowie, is the sound spotty for you?" It just cleared up for me. Thank you, guys. Thank you for hanging in there. We're traveling, so this area is a signal. Yeah. So thank you. It says the area is lovely. From Cornelia. Doc, you look like a person trainer. I look like a personal trainer. Thank you for saying that. All right. And he says, yeah, my sound is coming in and out. Once again, thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us as we're doing this right here on location. Okay, thank you. All right. Everybody else. She's 20, says yes, he does. And then let's see what is this. Cornelia, this boy. Do you do the walk and work out with the doc? I did the first one before school started. Okay. She said I need to get back. Remember, our goal is that we are adopting and adapting what we do for where we are in our lives. Right, play your own game. So this is a great point. Thank you for putting that in there. The things that we do are not designed to cause anxiety. I want you to hear that. So there are people who come to me sometimes and they say, "Doc, I can't fast for 24 hours for whatever reason." And I say, "How much can you fast?" And they say, "Well, I can only make it to 22 hours." I said, "Well, do 22. They said, "Well, it's not 24. I said, "Yeah, but it's not 0. Right? So where you are is where you are. And so our goal, right? So the Limitless Living Health Action Plan, that is the pathway that we are on. And our goal is how do we implement that as best as we can? There are going to be things that you can't do for whatever reason. There are going to be places where you're going to have to, for a moment, take a pause or go backwards. Or there are going to be places where you are going to have to adjust, pivot. The other day I was working out, and normally when I'm doing the bench presses, the dumbbell presses, I'm here and I go up and down. That's 1. Up and down. That's 2. Up and down. That's 3. So I decided I was going to do a little bit more intense, right? So add some tension. So time under tension is what brings growth and strength and toning. And so what I did, instead of like up and down is 1, up and down is 2. I went up and down, up and down, that's 1, up and down, up and down, that's 2, up and down, and up and down, that's 3. Well, I'm going through this process. So notice that it's twice, the tension is higher, right? So whereas I was doing 8, up and down, up and down, up and down, now I'm doing 16, up and down, 1, up and down, 2. So I did 16. So I did 16 for the first set, 16 for the second set, and I'm on the way to doing 16 for the third set, and I get to the last one. I'm on 7, right? Up and down, and up and down, and I come down, and I can't go back up. The muscle's like, okay, you can think you want to do what you want to do, but we're not doing that right now. You know what I did? I paused. Come on. I paused and allowed my muscles to relax, to recover for just a little bit. And when I was ready, I came back and I did the last one. So go back and watch that episode. I'm gonna have to highlight that episode. And in my mind, right, initially, in my mind, I was like, man, I didn't do it. I didn't make it. But it's a perfect way to illustrate this point. That there are times when we physically, mentally, emotionally, relationally, intellectually, occupationally, spiritually, don't have what it takes for that last push. And so what do we do in that case? Limitless living says, and playing your own game says, and the health action plan says that we rest and we recover so that when we come back strong. Now, I'm going to tell you, when that happened, and it happened on camera, I could have cut it out and just went back and did another set. But I said, no, I'm leaving this in. And it did not occur to me until you put that in the comments right there, that is a perfect example of what limitless living says, and play your own game. Thank you for that. Thank you for helping me make that connection. So for you, we played our way. We got the blueprint, and the blueprint says this is what we do, and our goal is to strive for that at every cost. That's where we're going. That's where we're heading. We do that based on our alignment, based on our time, based on right? Now we're gonna shift some things around. So you can't say, well, I don't have time to exercise. Well, how do we adjust that so that we're making time to do what we need to do for our health? But at this moment, man, I've got to shift some stuff around. But don't make it take too long. Anyway, well, thank you for saying that. Thank you for putting that. Once again, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life. Avoid complications. Go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. Thank you for being here. Go live a limitless life, and we'll see you in the rest of the week. And we'll see you definitely on Monday for Dwain Woode MD Live as we continue walking through our path, playing your own game, 7 p.m. Central on Dwain Woode MD. Bye-bye.